Woom by Duncan Ralston. I've just finished reading this and Duncan, are you okay? Welcome to Check That Book, a special place on the internet where we get acquainted with them, arguably the most disturbing books ever written, and today we're getting acquainted with Woom. Woom is, oh shit. How do I even get into this without spoiling? And because it's, yeah, oh wow. This is one of those disgusting books that we all know and love on this channel. Think 100% Match, think The Djinn, etc., in that direction. It is a vile piece of it's a vile piece of literary work that this book made me think that the author wrote about a fetish that wasn't accommodated for. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, again, Duncan, if you need help, I hope you... I'm just kidding. Most of disturbing book authors are actually really nice people, and we are okay. So we have our main character, Angel. Yes, that's the nickname I'm going to go with, otherwise I'll spoil it for you. And he, oh boy, to put long story short, as an introductory format, this dude, Angel, invites a plus-sized prostitute to a room in a motel actually, yeah, and tells her stories, yeah, disturbing stories. There is a handful of them. I am not going to go deeper into each story. He pays her for her time, right? So she's obliged to listen to him. Of course, occasionally while telling her these disturbing stories, he penetrates her, but not in the ways you might think. Now, this is another one of those sexually exploitative and disgusting writings that I am not sure I am able to properly talk about on YouTube, but hey, we've talked about the Virgin Spring and I Spit on Your Grave series here, so I'll try. Woom is a journey. This is a story of a journey of this one person, Angel, and his life, which wasn't all that happy and pretty, and but towards the end you can't help but you still feel a dash of pity, actually, because you can't really blame. I mean, yeah, he is sick to the head, obviously, but there is a reason, and this reason is revealed to you towards the end. And boy, I mean, speaking of such themes, yeah, those traumas and reasons, right, they don't justify, for example, serial killers, right? But at least they can give you some understanding. Why did they do what they did? And how come we continue seeing such cases? Why do they emerge again and again? But this one is not it. This one is just, it's kind of like a confession. There is also some philosophical moments in the book here and there, and that actually, surprisingly, in this weird and filthy context, do raise some interesting questions in you. And, well, let me read you a small extract, because this one is really interesting. Can you imagine that, though? Being so fixated on a fetish, you'd kill yourself if you knew you'd never experience it. I can, he said. It's certainly not rational. Then again, few things about sex are. I don't know. When you think about all the war, greed, murder, drug addiction, crime, those bad things you mentioned, sometimes sex seems like the only sane thing people do. I mean, it's simple. It's usually a mutually beneficial transaction as long as it's consensual. May I remind you, this is a dialogue between a mentally disturbed person and a prostitute. A lonely motel turns into a grotesque place of victimization, confession, and pure atrocity, actually, sexual atrocity. I bet you want to hear the main atrocity because, well, how bad can it get? There will be subjects in this book that can trigger you, let me warn ya. Drug abuse, of course. Obviously sex, but this is a big but. I mean, if you're okay, if your stomach sexual fetish as well, if you read, for example, The Slob or the Son of the Slob, if you can stomach that, you will be able to stomach this one most likely. But yeah, if you want, I mean, I'm not going to describe the scene. Arguably the most disturbing moment in the book is when a grown-ass man knocks out this big lady of a questionable profession and forces his head into her. Because the dude wants to be reborn. Right? You're still with me? Okay, good. So, but when you read the book, those little stories, it's not always easy to catch up to them once you're at the end and this incredibly horrifying thing happens. You need to do some catching up, and once he confesses to certain things, it starts to make sense. But it's so bizarre and unnecessary. So yes, at the end, we have this unorthodox sexual activity that almost turned lethal, but read it. I mean, this book kind of has a happy ending, kind of. But the poor dude, I mean, Angel, he suffered a great deal, and what has been done to him by a very sick individual herself, oh, wow. You just read trauma after trauma, and do we get tired of traumas on this channel? Of course not. This kind of reminds me of my previous video on Resi 8, where, did I mention that all of the 4 lords didn't ask for these mutations, right? Everything that happened to them was a result of a gift. Yeah. When something is forced upon you, something bad happens. How do you survive? How do you live on with this? It also echoes back to our videos on the Virgin Spring, and all of its adaptations and sequels, etc. It is all interconnected because, say what you want, but one of the key disturbing aspects, not just in literature or cinematography, but in life, is when something is forced upon you. I'm sorry, I got a wee bit emotional. It's when something is forced upon you, full stop. It doesn't matter whether it is grotesque or painful or horrifying. It doesn't even have to be that, but usually it is. But sometimes it's even the smallest things that might not seem like a bad thing to others, but they're horrifying to you. Say phobias, right? That sort of thing. Which makes me want to conclude this video by saying, please take good care of yourselves and your loved ones. Start at least with your loved ones and yourself if you can, and then maybe you will be a bit more kind to the rest of the world. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like unorthodox, disturbing, interesting content, consider giving this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb, and make sure to subscribe for more. I'll see you all as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.